56 of Digital Marketing 3, where we're going to be looking at Decision 5, Customer Engagement and Social Media Strategy. So we have covered a lot of decisions so far, the decisions that you need to make when you are formulating a strategy. So these are the things that you need to consider when you are coming up with a strategy. You need to look at the product and market development, to look at the diversification. We even discussed how some products have changed, the past 10 years. Look at Vaseline, how they've developed. Nowadays, you've got Vaseline that has got sunscreen in and so forth. Even the packaging itself, it has changed. We spoke about Decision 2, which is business models. We spoke about Decision 3, which is target marketing. We spoke about Decision 4, which is positioning and differential advantage. But for the sake of Nkamo, who was not in the class here, can just someone share with us what is it that we discussed in the previous lesson? Can someone give Nkamo some heads up of what we discussed in the previous lesson? Just say it as if you are telling a friend. Watura and Matape, it's over to you guys, because you're in the previous lesson.
Watura, please do us the honor.
Oh, but so you so we, from what I remember, differential advantage is how, yeah.
You can tell him even in Pedi, in Sipedi, whatever language that you feel free, just tell him as a friend.
It's how, it's like how different you are from how your business is set apart from other businesses. Am I making sense?
Yes, you are. We're still we're still continuing from our Friday lesson. Like we're finishing the number 2 part. Continue on Watura.
Okay, so it is how your business is set apart from other businesses, and making it have a competitive edge, a value proposition, a brand identity, and conversion optimization. And then we also learned about, that's all I can say for now.
Okay, take over, Matape, let's hear it.
No, sir. I won't say anything today. But yeah, basically we're still doing the positioning and differentiation thing. We explain we said they made us an example of um how can you differentiate yourself, your character, from other people. Does it change like when you're at home and when you're at your community or at school? You see that, and then he even after we answered, then he asked us, does it make you a unique person? Like your whatever points that you say are, do they make you different from others? And then that's kind of like positioning your thing. And then he started asking us about brands that are unique from other brands, from banking to retails and then we did the Woolworths one. We said Woolworths it's unique because remember when there was this other trend that says when you drink Woolworths water, you start speaking fluent English, not my English but the fluent one, you know that one, the hang hang. Yes, that one. And then we even said FNB because when it comes to banking, we did FNB because FNB has a payroll and everything else. And we said Vodacom, but the Vodacom sustainability of it, I didn't understand it. But anyway, they said Vodacom because Vodacom. I don't know because Vodacom does what I don't remember even though, but I would say Vodacom. I also agreed with Vodacom, but because Vodacom is everywhere and that when you go to other countries, for example, when we traveled to Saudi Arabia, only my two siblings could still use our Vodacom even in another country, because Vodacom could still allow us. Unlike when it comes to my sisters, there was the telecom part and the other one. I remember what, or my sister was using, my other sibling was using Cell C. When we got to immediately when we got to Dubai, it was like game over for them. Saudi Arabia was even far. When we did our connecting flight, it was game over for them. But for us, it wasn't, because we requested it. But you request for it. We requested an international thing, network, what that one, and Vodacom. On our SIM card, we just called and asked for them. That makes them different from me. That makes them different from other um brands. And then Sir went to ask us if we study Nekam, if we study. And then he said we must study more often, because that makes us know more knowledge. We mustn't do it once, but we must do it like more of the time, because that's gonna help us with our F3, and it's also helping us with the knowledge, because when you get there and present, they will ask you question like the S word. Conjure, I forgot the S word. I also know it because I was looking at it now in my book, because I did write the definition with my book. Okay, come anyway. I'll send it to you, but I send you things. Come, I'll send it to you the definition and everything that I was talking about. Like, we need to know such things so that when we stand there, we don't look like people who are not prepared, but people who are over prepared. Actually, that's the recap. I don't know if anything else. Oh, we also discussed the online value proposition. Actually, when we discussed the online value proposition, Seth started asking us how often do we use what you call campus. I thought he was gonna ask us about call campus and everything, but he didn't. He was just telling us that these slides and everything that are on call campus. Actually, yeah. I don't know. Is there anything
Okay.
else that you can add?
All right. I think Watura and Matapere have actually explained everything. And to just emphasize on that, yes, I mentioned that students must come to class prepared. So that's why you need to study more often. Because in the next lesson, we are going to be looking at customer engagement and social media strategy. And I want you guys to be prepared. At the end of this lesson, you need to understand what multi-channel prioritization is. You need to understand customer communication channels. You need to understand customer engagement strategy, social media strategy, and multi-channel distribution strategy. So these are elements of strategy formulation. So when you are creating or coming up with a strategy, you need to think about your customer engagement and social media strategy. So the whole strategy that you are coming up, how are you going to engage on social media platform? What kind of engagement is going to be needed when implementing that strategy that you have created? So we are still on the second S of SOSTAC. And the key terms that we're going to be unpacking in this as this lesson progresses, we are going to be looking at customer engagement strategy. We are going to look at social media strategy. We are going to look at social media optimization, as well as multi-channel prioritization. Looking at these terms, is there any term that you feel like, this is my first time coming across this term?
SMO is not the first time, but I still don't understand it. I saw it somewhere, but they were not like saying deeper. But yeah, it's not the first time, but don't understand it how it works.
All right. I'm sure at the end of this lesson, you are going to know a bit about it. But before we go on discussing engagement and social media strategy, in your opinion, guys, why is customer engagement relevant to digital marketing? I know we both know what customer engagement is all about. You can even use customer engagement in public relations, But now we're talking about digital marketing. Why do you think customer engagement is relevant in digital marketing?
So I feel like it's very important, because it's important in digital marketing, because that's how we get to know if what like, for example, if I'm showcasing my t-shirt on social media, like, oh, I posted on my, let's say, my Facebook, I posted a t-shirt telling people that, oh guys, I'm selling a t-shirt that it glows in the dark. When you go to a dark place, it glows, it change colors. um if my customers engage, I will know that people literally did see. And if my customer engage, I will know what I need to improve and where I need to look, and I will know who are my literally sometimes, let me tell you something again. For example, so you did an example of BMW Kusheshe, BMW Kusheshe, they didn't know that their target audience were middle age, not middle age young people that love spinning cars. They didn't know that their target audience is that they did the car having their own target audience. But the moment they showcase, they showcase their product or their product and service, it shift a little bit their target audience. Because if you can see now, even when they do an advert, I don't know if you know that advert, there's this other advert that they're doing where they were showing us the new BMW that use electrical things. They were showing us from how BMW has been there and strong by showing us the Kushesho one spinning, but they were using a middle-aged person, like a colored guy. I don't know if I make sense. A colored guy spinning the car, and then a person that's wearing suit, wearing the one that they were showing us on that advert. But now it showed me that truly that they know that their target audience has shifted a little bit. So when customer engage, you get to know what's happening, what's going on, and you get to know that people are seeing this. Say people can see it, but other people, it's like people can read, can see a post, but not engage because they're not relating to it. So it's very important to us when they engage, because we feel like, okay, our messaging went through them. I don't know if I am telling. Oh,
I do get
I
you.
don't. Yes,
I
sir.
do get you.
Okay, sir. Yes, that's how I think.
So just in summary, based on what Matapelo said, when you are on digital platform, you must not be a silent brand. You need to engage with the audience. The content must engage with the audience. There are so many brands out there that are available on Facebook, on Twitter, all these digital platforms that you can think of, but they are very silent. So it's a sort of like a dead presence, a dead online presence. You ask out a query on their official platforms, they respond after a week.
Others even say DM me, as if like they can respond so that others will not ask the same question.
And mostly when they say DM me, it will be an automated response that says DM me. So like there's a human being on the other end who's saying that DM me. So that shows the impact or the effects of customer engagement in digital marketing. Remember, digital marketing is about the promotion of a brand and its products on digital platforms. So how can you promote when you are silent, when you're not engaging with the audience? Remember, this is a two-way engagement, but some brands, would think that they are having a two-way engagement, while it's just a one-way engagement. So they are the ones who want their content, their products, to engage with the audience. But when the audience wants to engage with them, they are nowhere to be found. You have got a banner on social media, on Facebook, that says that there's going to be a gig at Maponya Mall, and on that banner, you did not put the contact details. Then all of a sudden on the comment section, someone asked for the contact details and you are nowhere to be found. That's lack of engagement. I've seen especially so many insurance companies. They put very nice banners, with great graphics, but there's no point of engagement, no email address, no phone number. Then all of a sudden, if you go through to the comments, you see everyone writing they're interested. But there's no one who's doing a follow-up, So at the end of the day, you are losing on that engagement, and you cannot even generate leads from those engagements. Have you come across that, guys? Come on.
For me, so it's kind of on the flip side because I remember back when I used to like try to push the studio that I had in the beginning, and I would have posters. Of course, I did include things like that because of that's your point of reference. People would want to ask you questions before they pull up, so they wouldn't get such information from a single poster. Hence, I felt like even adding your email or your social media account details or your number will be beneficial for that sense whereby you'll be able to also engage with them, make them feel like they're at home, things like that, so that you can solidify a transaction between you and the customer, or whether you want to promote the brand or the services that you provide towards the customers, things like that.
Yes. So as Nkamo was saying, I was just on my Facebook feed. I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So this is Cow Grow Home. So as you can see, it's property, right? Then 2 comments. Someone asked, is it far from Mall of the South? Can you see when it was asked?
Oh, yes, sir, we can see.
So it's now almost 24 hours and there's no response. What if this person is a potential customer? So there's no engagement. So I just wanted to give you an example of how most of these things that are being promoted, that are shared on social media platforms, there's lack of engagement there. So that's some of the examples that I've given you guys. We hear someone say that support local business, support a brother. But if you look at that, their content, it's not engaging at all. So how do you do that? It becomes a problem, because sometimes we are very good at generating great content. You look at people's images, you go to their Instagram, you go to their LinkedIn pages, you go to their Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts. They are very good images. Women would even put on makeup, like it's amazing. But your content is not engaging with the audience. What is it that you want to elicit out of that audience? So that's why customer engagement is necessary. And remember, you do not just engage on something that are favorable to you as a brand. You must also be able to know how to engage on something that is not favorable to you. There are people out there who are just on the screen to say undesirable things. For example, you can create a digital poster and post it on Facebook, and then say, guys, this and this and that. Then all of a sudden, someone comments, your DJing is very ugly. The same means stuff. As a strategist, you need to be able how to de-escalate that. Don't catch feelings. So customer engagement, guys, is not only about the interaction, the positive interaction. It can also be negative interaction. Customers say mean things that, if you take it very personal, you can even commit suicide. That's how bad it can. Some comments are very bad, but you need to make sure that your account is alive. I comment right now, you must have a strategy saying that, the turnaround time of engagement is 30 seconds. It's 1 hour, it's 2 hours, but it can't be longer. There are some companies that have engaged with. The moment I send in a query, within 5 minutes, they have responded back. While it's some, the moment you put on a comment or send a quiz, they can respond even after years. So same thing, guys, at personal level. If you've got an Instagram account, if you've got a TikTok account, if you've got WhatsApp, we have got people who have got very bad customer engagement. Students who are studying digital marketing, professionals who are in digital marketing. When you text them on WhatsApp, they respond after 3 days. That's poor engagement. Matapelo, why would you respond to your WhatsApp after 3 days? Double ticks.
Can you repeat what you were saying, sir?
Why would you respond to someone on WhatsApp after 3 days?
So sometimes I personally respond after 3 days. Sometimes, if, for example, let me do the school one. You see, now people have time to ask me any question or anything. But if they're going to ask me on the submission week, I'm gonna respond after we done submitting and say, oh, I just saw the message now, because I'm teaching them lesson that doing things earlier it's better than late.
But wouldn't you leave a message saying that right now I cannot get back to you, I'm busy with the submission. It's submission week, so stay away from me. At least they know from their side that, oh, we cannot contact Matapelo because it is submission week.
Silence speak louder than words sometimes, so.
Yeah, I get you, but from a digital marketing point of view,
Okay.
some who cannot engage. For example, there are companies whereby if you contact them after 5 or early in the morning before 8, they leave a message saying that you are open between these hours. At least they've engaged with you because they've just told you that we are going to respond to you within our working hours. They did not just ignore. Because you want to reduce, as much as possible, we want to reduce our customer frustrations. Does it make sense, people? Which company do you think has got a very slow customer engagement that you've dealt with?
I would say it's Mr. Price.
Mr. Price. Okay.
You? Mr. Price, sir. For me.
All right. Anyone else? Zem?
And I would say you see CNA, sir. CNA for me was the fastest, and I liked how. Yeah, CNA. I like how they even went to that extra mile to say, if you don't have a transport to bring back your PC to us, give us the address, then someone will come pick it up if it's giving you problem. Like when you buy a PC from them and it's still under guarantee, when you call them and tell them that this is happening, it's crashing down in this, they even go that extra mile.
Okay. Batura. Let's hear others, guys. Which company do you think has got the worst customer engagement?
But it's usually those clothing boutiques.
Okay. Guys, remember there's a difference between customer engagement, customer support, and customer service. What are the differences? Customer engagement, customer support, and customer service. That's your homework for Thursday. Okay, so on Thursday, the first thing that I'm going to ask, the difference between customer engagement, customer support, and customer service.
So can I attempt?
Okay,
Yeah, so with customer service, customer engagement, and customer support, in respect, I would say that uh, with the last one, the support, it's more of the supportive side whereby customers would normally be informed about anything that they would need to know about maybe the functionalities of using a certain product or an app. But with the customer service, that's the service that the customer would get, or the entire process of the customer experiencing the sale that is happening uh, in real time, whether online or offline, uh, and the less hassleness of the sale happening, no complications, uh, the the experience of feeling like you met someone that you know, things like that, the psychology behind it as well. And with the engagement, as we spoke, is the not just how you engage with the customer, but like the immediacy that you consider important or not, and the tone that you apply whenever you uh, um, engage with your customers. What tone do you use? You respond on time. Uh, are you available all the time? Things like that. So yeah, I think that's my attempt for that.
okay, that's great. That's wonderful. There are two key things that you mentioned there. Immediacy, if I remember, or I think you said immediacy and agency. But as a homework, accepting Kamakele, I want you guys to tell me about customer engagement, customer support, customer service, and give me examples, okay, on Thursday. All right. Customer engagement refers to the interactions between a brand and its customers across various touch points and channels aimed at building and maintaining a positive relationship. So here what you are getting is the positivity out of that interaction. That positivity can be in form of acquisition. It can be in form of retention, you know. Sometimes the way you communicate, you interact, you engage with customers determines whether they are going to come back or not. So retention also matters there. I asked you guys which companies have got the worst customer engagement. And we realize mostly if I do a follow-up question and say, would you go back to them? You can only go back to them if they are the only ones who are, you know, selling that product that you're looking for. But if there are many, I can guarantee you that as a result of that poor engagement, you wouldn't want to go back to them. Is it so, Matape? Going back to Mr. Price.
Sir?
After having a bad interaction with Mr. Price, as you say, would you go back and buy them?
Say, it's hard to not go to Mr. Price and buy as a girl. Yo, especially a broke girl like me. So it's just that I never went back to buying online things. I went face to face now. I online is not good because they don't answer you. Like they even say, "Oh, we can see you purchases something, but no, can we move you to the next person?" Then they move you to almost like four people, different people. Like all four of them, they still can't help you. They say, "Can you please keep on hold?" So no, I prefer shopping on Mr. Price face to face, not online.
Okay. All right, guys, I'll be there with you just now. Just want to close the door. Sorry, guys, about that. I'm back. Yes, Matapelo. So you're saying that since you had a bad experience with them online, you'd prefer to actually go there and shop offline.
Yes,
Mm,
because the online one it's not good. Like they don't help you. Cause what happened is that actually let me tell you what happened. What happened is that we were buying things online, Nessa, and then
mm,
by mistake, on our when we were doing the final payment, we didn't see it did double, so it was doubling everything that we paid, and because on the bank the amount that wanted was already there, it took the money, thinking that we're buying everything in double value. Only find out we were not buying everything in double. So I was trying to call them and you know fix that mistake before I even go get my things, because they even ask you which Mr. Price would you like to get your nearest Mr. Price, and I
mm.
did mom's the Mamelodi one. That I did the Mamelodi Mr. Price. That I would like them to deliver it there. But now I wanted to fix the problem before they deliver things. You get what I'm saying, sir? And that they
Yes.
refund me. The refunding was not even a problem. I wasn't expecting them to refund me the same day, but I was expecting them to to like see or to acknowledge that I did something and they will try and fix it.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
I do understand you. And sometimes, even if you do not want uh, the refund, you just want to engage on them. You just want to engage with them so that they know what is it that is happening, and they can tell you whether it's possible or it's impossible.
Yes, sir. And if it was impossible, I was gonna know that okay, when I get this, I can what you call I can sell it to other people. But I thought it was possible because Mr. Price has a refundable thing whereby when you buy something, you can take it back and get your money within 7 days. Wait, within 7 working days.
I just want to do something urgent here. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Where were we? My apologies for that.
So I was telling you that I thought so I
Oh,
was telling you that
yes.
yes, I thought they were gonna refine me because Mr. Price have a policy whereby it says, "Oh, when you purchase something, whether you do it with your card or with cash, you can return your item within
Mm,
7 working days and get your
mm,
cash back if you don't want it anymore."
mm.
Yes,
That's true. This is the same thing that you guys normally talk about in social cycles, like Usha and Stina. Do you know that companies can also Stina you, as
yes,
in
sir.
ghost you?
And
Companies
oh,
can
again,
ghost you.
yes, on companies. For me, the best company actually, let me tell you the best one. Besides CNA, the best one will be Boston. Not this year. I remember year. Last year, I paid extra money when it comes to my fee because at Boston January they advertise you that thing that says, if you pay now, we give you a discount. If you pay the whole year amount that you'll be owing us, we give you like 10% discount. So now that was a cash for us, so we paid, but we paid extra. But Boston Media House didn't even wait for us to call them. They literally called my dad and said they called, they sent emails and said, um there's an extra money that we paid. If they even ask you if you want to keep it for the following year or if you want your refund, they ask you that question. And my dad was like, no, I'll keep it for next year because it's already in. And then they were like, no, we can refund you if you want it. Say we can refund you in the working in 4 working days, and then you'll be getting it in your account. So
Okay.
yeah, it'll be the best one for me, Boston.
Guys, do you agree? All right. So customer engagement encompasses the way in which a brand connects with the audience. So there must be a sort of a connection. In this case, Mr. Price did not have a connection with Matapelo, and it also encourages participation. So whatever that you are posting on social media platforms, via email, on mobile applications, are you encouraging participation there and fostering ongoing interactions? Because these can lead to loyalty, advocacy. Advocacy meaning that customers can stand for you, especially in the events of boycotts. Nowadays there are, brand boycotts. And ultimately, it can also increase customer lifetime value. So in digital marketing, customer engagement is of paramount importance due to the prevalence of online channels and the opportunities they offer for meaningful interactions through social media, email marketing, website content, chatbots, and other digital platforms. Brands can engage with their customers in real time. Can you see that, guys? Real time. Not tomorrow, not after 5 days. In real time, provide personalized experiences, gather feedback, and tailor their marketing efforts to meet individual needs and preferences. By prioritizing customer engagement in digital marketing strategy, brand can enhance brand loyalty, drive customer satisfaction, and ultimately improve our business performance. So realize that even if it's after hours, some brands have got automated, communication tools like chatbots. You contact Mercedes-Benz on their website at night. That automated communication agent is going to interact with you. And if it's something that requires human input, then it will tell you that it's going to hand over to so and so who is in customer support. This person is available from 8 to 5 p.m. It is because companies do not want to lose engagement because they know that they can have a potential customer at any time. So how good, guys, before you go to social media strategy, how good is your personal engagement? Zemzem,
Yes, sir. What's the question?
how good is your personal engagement on social media platforms? That includes WhatsApp, email addresses.
Well, sir, I check all my social media platforms daily. So when it comes to WhatsApp, I answer within a day or a few hours.
Emails,
Emails, I answer them
someone
every
was to send
morning.
you an email right now and say that you got a job. When are you going to finally see that?
Sir, usually I check my emails every morning, so I would answer my email in the morning.
Okay, let's hear others. Watura, how reachable are you? Watura left the device and and went somewhere else. Gamo?
So it depends. I would say, I don't know. With WhatsApp, more frequent when the matter at hand is important. But if it's like more casual, average, normal conversations,
So
I'll
you
get
only
back to
you only respond where there's money.
you. Yeah, and now you're talking. Now you're talking. See? Or
Okay,
maybe the
but
conversation. It doesn't have to be money wise, but if the conversation is leading you to like knowing another person more, or other than asking how are you, what are you doing, those questions. Yeah.
okay, Matapelo, if someone comments on your Facebook posts, how quick would you respond to that Facebook comment?
I'll say it all depends if I'm free, but in a daytime, so again, so with our social media and everything, so um for example, let me go to my example. When someone send me an email, for everyone though, even you say, it gives you a notification that you got an email. So it's very easy. It's not easy for us to ignore it. Unlike back in the days, you needed to log in your PC. For now, I feel like we all very fast to respond to things, unless we choose not to respond because we don't see them as important or emergency.
Or you can just check who is it first. Then if it's someone that you feel like this one is not, then you just left. You just leave it.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking also, say, because I wanna then like say even now when I'm on a phone call with you, well on a class now, notifications come in. It's my choice that I don't wanna look at them because they will distract me. But after the class, I will wanna know who was saying what. And again, a message. So, whoo, Nana, you're making noise. Sorry about that. Again, a message. So it makes you wanna be curious what the person is saying. Unless you know the person is not the one for you, then you'll take time. But if I get a message from my friend Bugega, even now when I'm in class, when I'm done, that's the first thing I wanna look because I'm very curious what she was saying.
Okay, all right. And you realize that there are some brands, you know, you started because customer engagement is all about the interaction between a brand and its customers across various touch points. So, for example, you reach out to Discover Insurance on their Facebook account, you realize that there's no uh, response. You go to email, you realize that there's no response, but there's an automated email that indicates that they have received your email. You call them, you look for airtime, you call them, and you go through all those options. Press 1, press 9, and all your airtime is getting finished, and they finally respond to you after 5 minutes or after 10 minutes of because there was a queue. Then only to refer to someone, then you have to wait. Can you see how customer engagement can be affected?
Yes, and again, engaging with engaging for us customers to engage with the brand. So it's very important most of the time. So, for example, let me make my example. You see the thing at Boston that they send. Usually, kids don't engage because we every time at Boston we are many, sir. Because it's not only open for third years or for digital marketing students only. It opens for everyone in Boston. But most of the
Yes.
time, since I started Boston recent last year, most of the time when they do those things, it's only like we are less than like 30 or less than 20. This like at Boston they send SMSs telling our students that there's a question and answer thing at for the marks out if you want to ask something or inquire something or know something. For me attending that, it benefited me because I didn't feel like my entrepreneurship marks were good enough for what I've written, and I didn't know that I could, even though I knew that there's a remark, but I thought that when you remark, they stick to whatever mark they give you at the end. Only to find out that when you remark, they don't stick to that mark. It's up to you which mark you want. Then when I did the remark, and they respond very fast. Let me tell you, I didn't even know that they respond very fast because I required last week before the weekend about my marks that I need a remark. I'm not satisfied with what I put in and what's happening and with the mark. And then I got my marks back yesterday, and I got a 79, and I was like, oh, okay, good. I'm happy now. You see, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't join the quiz what thing. You get what I'm saying? If I didn't engage, I wouldn't have a knowledge, and it helped me. The knowledge helped me.
And so you see, the ultimate outcome there is that you were happy at the end. So out
Yes.
of customer engagement, we want customers to be happy, to be satisfied, so that they engage more with the business. They buy more. If they are, loyal customers, they can always come back because they also engage well. So that's why customer engagement is very necessary in digital marketing. Then we move on to social media strategy. A social media strategy is a comprehensive plan that outlines how a brand will use social media platforms to achieve its marketing goals and objectives. So here you don't just post for the sake of posting, okay? You don't just share for the sake of sharing. You don't just comment for the sake of commenting. There has to be a strategy behind it. There has to be some specific goals to be achieved. Nkamo, I know that you've got an Instagram account for your gigs. So do you just post for the sake of it? What is it that motivates you to say, today I'm going to put this post?
If the relationship that I had with the promoter of the event um, works for both of us in our favor, and not just one way, whereby it's for him, it's a favor, or, things like that. But he'll, at the end, he or she will be benefiting the most, more than me, if it's a favor. Or I know I have to get exposure, but at the at this time I've been in the game for a while, so I can't take favors anymore. The smallest thing that you can do is pay something. Yeah, then we can talk about how we can do exposure terms, so like publicity, activities in terms of posting. I can include it on my social platforms. I don't just include posts on my um, platform unless it's my event or things like that.
Okay, so, but when it's your own event, do you only post when there's an upcoming event, or you just post whenever you feel like posting?
Depends on the time as well, because um, in the build-up of the event, that's where the gang content needs to be pushed, and also on the day of the event, a reasonable number of posts would go out just to like spread the word of how the movie, what they're missing out and stuff like that. But at the same time, we're collecting a lot of content for the next upcoming event. So maybe a throw forward for the next event, the content will be collected from that event in action. So yeah.
Okay, let's say someone else. Zemzem, do you have social media platforms? And when and why would you post something on your social media platforms? Or you just do for the sake of it?
No, sir. Okay, recently I've decided to be more active, so I do like have a content plan, and I'm intentional with the type of content I put out because I want to drive traffic to my blog. So everything is like kind of related to, oh, for more information, go check out my blog. And if I do work with brands, I do utilize my other platforms for more reach.
Because you realize that there are some people in all their engagement, They'll say visit our social media pages, and they put all those handles. Facebook, they put a Facebook account, a Facebook page and stuff like that. But when you go there, you realize that there's zero engagement, no post. Maybe there was a post that was posted even before Corona, before COVID-19. But in all their engagements, they say, please visit our social media platforms. And also, you also need to have a proper planning on who mentions you or who tags you. Imagine being a brand and being tagged by a controversial group or a terrorist organization on social media platforms, and you just leave it like that. What would be the implications, guys?
People would associate that type of thing
Oh,
with you or your brand.
oh.
Yes.
And
And
it's not
that's a
only,
negative,
uh-huh,
that's kind of a negative dent to your image, because people will always associate, okay, this brand is linked to this or this person is linked to that. And people
that's
might feel
very
like,
true.
okay, they no longer want to support this brand.
Yes, and it's not only extreme groups like terrorist organizations. Even those organizations that have got like questionable morals, for example, being tagged by pornographic actors or pornographic content, so those are things that you need to be careful of as a brand. Who tags you, what hashtags are you using, and so on. So social media strategy involves identifying target audiences, defining key messages, selecting appropriate social media channels, creating engaging content, and implementing tactics to effectively engage with and grow the brand's audience. So social media strategy is relevant to digital marketing for the following reasons. So these are some of the reasons that came across, but there are more reasons that you guys need to go and look for. So the first one would be audience reach. Of course, you want to reach your target audience, engage with them on those social media platforms. Then you also need to interact, because social media platforms are interactive in their nature. They offer two-way communication or one-to-many communications. So you can be able to respond back to the brand, and the brand can also be able to respond to you, compared to other traditional channels such as television. You cannot respond back to television. You cannot respond back to the magazine or the newspaper. But social media platforms are participatory in nature. Then also, for content distribution, you can be able to distribute your content there, as well as for brand reputation management. Zem spoke about brand reputation, So you also need to be careful, especially when it comes to reputation. Who is associated with you, and who are you associating yourself with? That matters a lot. I remember there were many brands who were associated with that Nigerian billionaire Hash Papi. Was it Hash Papi or Papi Hash? Do you know him, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's Hush
Mm,
Puppy.
Hash Papi. There were brands who were associating themselves with Hash Papi as a billionaire, a Dubai-based billionaire. And you know what happened when that guy was convicted? Most brands that associated with him, you know, lost a huge, followers on their social media accounts. I don't have any information about the transactions and the revenue loss, but in terms of the audience, followership, they had a huge decrease of followers as a result of their association with Hash Papi. Of course, you can also use social media strategy to get more insights, data analysis. You realize that most
So
social media platforms can give you the tools, the metrics to know who you're engaging with, from where, at what time, and so forth. YouTube actually does that. Yes, Matapelo?
Is it the same as this girl that we were talking about in class, Jelly Baby or whatever her name
The
is?
one
That
who
one
was
was-
insulting someone at
And then she lost 500K, like 500,000 followers, just like that within a day, not even weeks, day, one day.
yeah, it's because followers do not want to associate themselves with someone with that caliber. You know, remember, the people you are engaging with on social media accounts, they also have their principles. They don't just say, I'm going to follow Sam because she's got good quality pictures on her account, she's got curves, she's got this and that. Some have got principles. They are following you based on the principle. And the moment you do something that is not in line with the principles, they suddenly leave you. And even if you apologize, they don't come back. Because I'm sure Matapelo, the lady, has apologized, but has she regained followers yet?
Not yet, sir. And she did apologize. Hey, sir, she did. I saw the video, but people were saying it's not an apology from her heart. It's a PR apology.
Which is true, anyway, which can be very true. So those are things that you need to consider when you are coming up with a social media strategy. So by developing and executing a well-crafted social media strategy, brands can enhance their online presence, connect with their audience on a deeper level, and ultimately drive business growth. So as I said, do not just post for the sake of it. Like, oh, today I feel like posting this content. Timing also matters, okay? You need to do a thorough research. Look at the previous engagement that you had on your post, At what time did you get better engagement on your post? If I post on Monday, am I going to get more views than if I post on Friday or during a weekend? At what time of the day? In the morning, night? So you need to think, you need to look for insights that will guide you on the timing, because sometimes a strategy would fail, a campaign would fail, not because the strategy is poor, but because the timing was not proper. So you need to think about the timing as well. Any questions on social media strategy? Does it make sense, guys? Is this something that you can apply on your personal pages as well, or you don't feel like you already know this? Are you finding any relevance in this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's it about social media strategy and customer engagement. So in conclusion, social media strategy is essential in digital marketing for its ability to expand brand reach, drive engagement, distribute content, manage reputation, and leverage data-driven insights to achieve marketing objectives effectively. By prioritizing customer engagement in digital marketing strategies, brands can enhance brand loyalty, drive customer satisfaction, as my type will say that she ended up being happy, so it means that she was satisfied, and ultimately improve business performance. So when we're talking about performance here, that there will be an increase in sales because customers are happy. They can always come back for more. But if they are not happy, they'll switch. It's called brand switching. They'll just go to the competitor. Any questions with regards to everything today so far?
Nothing on my side.
Kuyangena kumbe kuyaphuma.
Kuyangena, sir.
All right, Nkamo, are we all good?
Yeah, sir, I'm all good, sir. What happened to the Durban students?
I also
So you came running and you ran away from PR.
No, I told him he's gonna find a
Sprinting.
girlfriend. You remember, say?
Nkamo, you came sprinting from PR. I'm
Yes.
not sure.
We in a marketing class, so why
You have to
not?
market
Why
yourself.
not?
Okay,
Why
I
not?
hear you. I hear you, Nkamo.
I'm
At
kidding.
least
I'm
you are
kidding. I'm
taking the
kidding.
knowledge. You are taking the knowledge to another level. I love that.
You
Honestly,
feel me? You feel me?
I
You
feel
feel
you.
me?
Yes, yes, yes. I don't know what happened, honestly, in Nkamo, because the links were. I gave them the link, so I don't know if the links were effectively shared because I did not share the link directly with them.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yes, so I'm not
Okay.
sure why they did not attend. I was also looking forward,
Mm.
to a better engagement, sometimes good to hear from people from the other side, if you get what I mean. So maybe on Thursday we are going to have them. I'm not sure, but I was also expecting that.
Okay, so
Is it going to be like this going forward then?
I'm also not sure, but in the meantime, it has to be like this only for online lessons because they cannot attend. Excuse me, guys. They cannot attend physical classes, of course. So for online, yes.
Okay, cool.
Then for physical classes, they need to go through the recorded links that I have with part-time students. Remember, I've got online sessions with part-time students like every week. With you guys, we alternate. This week online, next week in class. But with part-time students, we never meet. But we meet when we are doing the S1, so they'll present in front of you guys. You
oh,
are
I thought
also
they
going to present. You are also
I,
going to present in front of them in
I
their
thought they
presence.
said online. I wanted to be an online student now.
Yeah, but everyone is going to present in the presence. It's not going to be a 1v1 thing. So they'll be there while you are presenting. You are also going to be there while they are presenting.
Okay, so no problem. On my side, I don't have any question. All I can say, enjoy your holiday. Who said that? Yo, I need to enjoy. Bye.
Okay, guys, why are you dismissing the class now, Matape? I still got play D.
I said, is there another lecture?
I'm concluding the class. There's no
I
another.
thought it was concluded because it
Guys,
said conclusion.
I didn't say bye.
Sir, but I was saying bye to ah,
So, guys, on Thursday, remember, Thursday is not public holiday. Public holiday is tomorrow. So, on Thursday, we've got class, online
yes.
class. Okay? So, on Thursday, we'll be looking at the application of decision 4 and 5. So, we've done decision 4, we've done decision 5. So, we are going to apply now, based on everything that we have discussed so far. We need to apply it to a given scenario so that we can see how it works. So, we've been discussing theory. So how do we then apply this to a given situation? That's what we're going to be doing on Thursday. And I'd like you to come prepared. Most of you were not prepared today. So on Thursday, please come prepared to class. Zemzem,
So I'm
Yes,
always
sir.
prepared.
you are not consistent in your attendance. I want to see you on Thursday.
Yes, sir. When it comes to online, I always attend. So I am gonna be
Yes,
consistent.
yes. So guys, Thursday we've got online class. Tomorrow is a holiday, so happy Workers' Day, but I don't think you guys are working, so you shouldn't be having a holiday actually. You are not workers, are you?
Not yet, sir. What's the negativity for?
Okay, all right. We meet on Thursday. Thank you so much for coming and for your participation.
Yes, sir. Please
Nope.
get back to me with regards to the portfolio.
I'll do so, but I'll have to have a thorough look at that. Remember, I'm also at work. So if I
Okay,
did not
sir.
respond to you on time, just know that I'm busy with other things. But I'm going to
Okay,
come
sir.
to you. I'm not ghosting you.
Okay, sir.
he is ghosting you, Zemzem.
Okay, bye, guys.
Okay,
Bye,
bye,
sir.
sir.